session of Deadlands Reloaded. On our last session, we had quite a lot happen. You guys teamed up with two wanted men, Dan and Sean Springfield, to hunt down a nest of Nosferatu, which have been making people disappear in the town of Bisbee. So far, 7 people have disappeared. This would have been the 8th time someone got disappeared, but since you guys were here, you killed one of the Nosferatu, and the other Nosferatu tried to make away with Mad Dog on its shoulder, but just before the Nosferatu slipped into the cave system at the end of the line in Bisbee, Decker snatched him and pulled him down, thus saving him. Not only that, but Sean took a mighty beating. In fact, quite a few of you were injured by just the pair of Nosferatu. And with Gwen's healing kit and Lewis's healing magic, you guys are, for the most part, back to fighting form. Although some of you still have an injury, a wound or two left. And that's where we left off. It was basically right after that happened. And I know I already mentioned it to the players, but I'm going to say it for this stream and the video. I'm not feeling well, so please excuse any sniffling. And yeah, we may not go the full 3 hours tonight. So that said, let's kick it off. But before we get back into the roleplay, let's cover some Savage World stuff. And obviously, we were doing some learning last session, and we discovered that there is an errata for the... First of all, we were doing Shaken wrong. I was making you roll Vigor instead of Spirit, so obviously we'll be doing that correctly from here on out. And also, because of the errata, if you succeed your Spirit roll to get out of Shaken, you can act as normal. Instead of just no longer being shaken and then your turn's over. So if you succeed that check, you are no longer shaken and you can carry on your turn. And if you fail, you remain shaken. What else did we cover? That I was... Oh, also, if you are shaken in the middle of your turn, because of the way shaken works, if you're on hold, from now on, you get to finish your turn before shaken takes effect. Mainly because, yeah. So that's how we're gonna do it. So if you get shaken because you move away from enemies in melee and they shake you, you can finish your turn, and at the end of your turn you are shaken. That's how we're gonna do it from now on. Any questions? Oh, good.
Sounds like a
I'm
plan.
not the only one who's not feeling good.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on Mad Dog to get into roll 20, but other than that, you guys can go ahead and get started. Oops, I don't even know what that is. I don't know how I did that. Alright, so...
So did the other brother return, or is he still off chasing?
Last you saw, yeah, he died. He chased after the Nosferatu in the mountains. So, you guys are healed up. Some of you still are wounded. Oh, and there's one thing I forgot to do before the stream started. It's on my end, so you guys can keep going. But yeah, he has not returned as of yet.
Okay, and we just left off. We just arrived, and I dropped off Mad Dog. Was that correct? And they healed him up?
Yeah, and everyone got healed up. Everyone that needed to get healed got healed.
Well, yeah, let's get a sack of potatoes over here. On. And find a place to hold up, rest up, and get ready to head out and see if we can find his brother.
All right, where are you guys gonna seek refuge? I mean, obviously you need to get indoors.
All we had
Well,
was that one inn, wasn't
yeah, I
it?
guess the inn would be the way to go here. In the meantime,
But wasn't that more of? Did that actually have rooms, or was that just a place where people fell asleep in their seats?
The saloon. It does not have
Yeah.
rooms, but you know, with all the going-ons, most of the town, if not all the town, is awake because of all the shooting. And
Sure,
the
sure,
saloon
sure.
is the most open area, and you guys already have rapport with the saloon keeper.
Yeah. So we'll take him there, and anybody who gets in our way or gives us attitude about the shooting, uh, we'll tell them that if they want to know more, they should follow us.
Okay. Most people are just staying indoors because, I mean, the fear level here is 4. So even though
Sure.
they heard gunshots, which is a natural event, and people were aware that you guys were planning on saving the town from whatever was happening, though you guys
Oh,
didn't go into
okay. Sure, sure,
specifics.
sure.
But most people are like, I don't care. It doesn't involve me. I'm gonna stay in my bed. Maybe like the man of the house gets up and grabs his shotgun, but they're not gonna go exploring.
Sure.
So you guys are gonna burst into the just burst through those swinging doors with your wounded, and as expected, the saloon is just filled with about a dozen patrons, like the previous night you guys were there, and they're all wide-eyed and fearing. There's definitely a fear gripping this room, and they start making you room, and you guys get your injured up to the bar. But again, at this point, most of the injuries have been healed up, so it's not like you guys are bleeding all over the wooden floor. Sean still has 1 wound. And how are the rest of you doing? That would be Mad Dog and
I am
Lewis.
fine.
Mad Dog is not in roll 20 still.
1 wound.
You're at 1 wound? Alright.
Wow, my motherfucking wiped out.
I don't believe that I obtained any.
No, it was just those 2 that got hurt. Well, those 3 if you count, Sean. Alright, and the saloon owner's like, Jesus, fellows, what happened?
And I'm gonna respond with, "We got one.
Got one what?
What's been terrorizing you folk?"
He's just got like this like like fate look that like basically says like, I don't want to know. What are you talking about? You're crazy.
Yeah, right.
All this is painted over his face, and he's got this big bushy mustache, and it's just you can see his mouth slightly agape underneath it.
Then I'll stand up and look around the room and say, "These things, well, whoever it is that is coming and taking you in the night, can be killed. We have proven that today."
One of the patrons is like, ain't it just mountain folk?
It was dark out. We didn't get the best of luck, but I can promise you that a shot to the heart killed just about anything.
All right, the patrons start to quietly talk amongst themselves.
Yeah, out of character, I just don't know about, "Oh yeah, it's vampires," and have them be like, "Yeah, fuck you, crazy," and be like, "Okay, great," and they throw me out. Nice simple terms.
God damn it, new guy.
I just wanted to have the normal rule. Sorry.
All right, well, new guy just informed me, a new guy being Lewis, just informed me that he did some research, and he and I didn't get the chance to talk before I made my big announcement. But apparently, if you get hit and shaken on your turn does end. Is that correct?
Because
Okay.
it's written an immediate free action, so it's
It's an
right
interrupting
as
action?
you're doing your action. Yeah.
Okay, so there's that.
So
Alright.
the old version you added, but when it's your turn, there's a difference.
Got it. Okay, we'll get it right someday, I'm sure.
There's a lot of rules.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's a bit of intricacy. Well, I don't know where Mad Dog went. He's no longer in TeamSpeak, so hopefully he'll show up. We'll just write his character off as nursing a wound. Hey, he got into roll 20. There we go. So that's progress.
I hate groups. I don't talk much. Oh, look, just like he's here.
It's just like he's here. Oh no. He's
He's
gonna watch the playback and be like, "Fucking asshole."
gonna shake his head and be like, I'm glad my character gets translated correctly.
All right. So about 20 minutes goes by since last you saw Dan, and Dan comes flying into the saloon, and he immediately marches over to Sean, and he's like, "You all right?" And Sean, nods like, "Yeah, we're good." And he looks around, and he looks like he wants to say something, but then he stops because he sees like all these saloon patrons. And Lewis, you're not injured, right? You healed all your wounds.
I'm suddenly fine.
All right, so he's gonna walk up to the three of you, um, since you're all like standing up and not wounded.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like does a motion. You guys kind of huddle together. Excuse me. And he says,
I joined the huddle.
yeah, he's like, all right, guys. And he says it in hushed tones, so only you guys can hear, of course. He's like, we kind of got a problem here. And he looks to his left,
What is
and he
that?
looks to his right. And he says, well, you see, Nosferatu, they, whenever they feed someone to death, drink them dry, well, I don't know how quickly, but whoever they kill rises up as another Nosferatu,
Why would it be easy?
right? Well, anyway, so if you do the math here, we have at least 8 Nosferatu minimum, and we killed 1, so that leaves at least 7. I came upon this realization myself when I found their lair. And they're holed up and they're pretty tight. There's just a narrow entrance, no bigger than a door, that leads to their den. It's a goddamn bottleneck. I don't know if there's any ways in and out for them beyond that, but that's the only way to get there from the cave that we know of.
I'm gonna look over at him and say, do I recall that these creatures are adverse to sunlight?
Yeah, burns them up.
So if we could find a way to get them out of that cave during the day.
Not necessarily. Get the day to come to them. We construct a series of reflective surfaces along the inner cave, up down to that narrow doorway, where it would be very, assuming you could get a beam in there, easy to douse in absolute light, allowing us not only a sanctuary, but a place to breach, pass by, with ideally relative ease.
Well, that sounds real fancy and all, but how the hell you plan on getting them reflective surfaces?
And I cock an eyebrow over to him and say, I thought this was your expertise. Isn't that what brought you here?
Yeah, my expertise is, stabbing things and shooting things, not manipulating mirrors and whatnot.
I'll wave my hand dismissively and say, okay, that aside then, what would have been your plan? What was your plan to go and destroy these things? Just hope that a group of people came along looking to collect your bounty and that they actually turned out to help you?
Oh, is that what you guys are here for? Kind of had a feeling.
We saw you cutting your eyes at us as soon as we walked in the room. Your feeling was correct, but of course we listened to reason and here we stand now. So, now that that's out of the way, again, what was your plan before we showed up?
Well, the last time me and my brother ran into these types of critters, we just kind of, and he makes like a stabbing motion. Brute forced it, But we had help. We assumed, since you guys were in the know, that you would have been adequate. But no offense to many of you, but doesn't seem like you're much good in a fight. I mean, Skullface over here took off running.
We only lost 25% of our group.
I don't
And-
want to be mean, but your brother and got down while Mad Dog managed to face off one by himself for the entire duration of the battle.
Yeah, and he almost got taken into. He almost became a Nosferatu himself.
Almost. Close. But in the end of the day, guys, you can piss and measure it all you want. At the end of the day, we did win. And both our groups, sustained injury in the encounter.
And to be fair, it got the drop on me, otherwise it wouldn't have been able to do what it did.
And because we are in this together, of course it goes without saying you're welcome for patching your brother up while you took off and found their den. Excellent teamwork. I'm going to look around the group, like throw my fingers like in between each other. Camaraderie here.
Yeah, Dan just kind of like looks at you, and then he just says, "Yeah, work in progress."
We definitely don't want to wait until the remaining of the nest tries to engage us all at once. So we'll end up having to be plan to either lure them out.
But I'm wondering, they might be magical, but certainly they must have some kind of other weakness. What if we grab whatever all we have left here, pour it down? Like, was it? Did it go deeper? Or was it flat?
Oh, the entrance was ground level.
Because I'm thinking maybe we could burn those things out.
Yeah, he shakes his head. He's like, "Nah, fire will just daze him as much as a gunshot to the head will." We need to find a way to bring
Man,
them
I
out
wish I-
in the night, in the day, but they're not dumb.
Hmm.
Sorry, I was blowing my nose. You guys didn't have to wait for me though.
You're fine. Yeah, we're all sitting here stroking our beards or tapping our chins as we.
Depending on how things go, I could always starve them out, but then they would probably move out of town.
Well,
that would be
here's an
that town's
idea.
problem.
I'm gonna assume that they wouldn't put themselves with their backs against the wall. You know, they must have tunnels inside that den of theirs. Another way out, you know?
Uh-huh.
Well, we know of the one entrance. We act as fleshy, blood-filled bait, lure one or two of them out, and then this is a mining town. They gotta have some dynamite lying around. We blow that entrance. You know, whittle them down into a manageable number, kill those two, and then bug the hell out before the rest show up. Rinse and repeat. I mean, now that we broke their feeding cycle, they're gonna come out again tomorrow night.
And what happens instead of 2, you get 4, 6.
Well, we'll just have to make sure we only get 2.
Would I'm no expert in dynamite. I don't know how fickle or how accurate it can be when you use one. Do you think you could manage? Like, let's say you see 2 coming out and 2 behind them, could you blow it out then, or?
I mean, yeah, should all things being equal, yeah, it should just be a flick of the switch. Or hell, if we got nitroglycerin, we could just shoot it. Instant reaction, you know, assuming we don't miss.
Right. I am sure if we ride on the coattails of our most recent victory over these things, the town will provide us what we need.
I was waiting till Mad Dog got into Roll 20 to deal out your fate chips, but I don't know if he's gonna make it, so I'm gonna go ahead and deal him out now.
Yeah, in the worst case, you can deal him when he comes in.
It might have already dealt it to him, because I dealt it to all players, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if he comes back.
I gave myself 4 chips, assuming he shows up, so...
Well, in any case, what I can tell you is that if we fail and defeat again, I can protect the remaining citizens of this town. At least I'm hoping it will work. But if we go with that strategy as well, I will be unavailable for an extended period of time.
You gotta work your mojo?
Something like that, yes.
You don't gotta hide it from me and my brother. We've worked with, you know, priests, hucksters, hex slingers, you name it. As long as you're on the side of right, don't bother us none.
I'm glad to hear that, but there's others that do not take it as well. I'm gonna shoot a smirking glance at Gwen. Who seems to be sleeping.
Just having a little lie down.
Goldfish!
I'm sorry. Couldn't tell if you'd said my name or something else.
I did.
Because I
said Gwen.
sniffled right then.
We're all feeling good.
Yeah. I need to go find my Afrin, really, because I can't breathe anymore today. But I don't know what to do in this situation, because I don't think they're Nosferatus. So...
Your character just has spent all this time trying to, like, rationalize what the hell is actually going on.
Yeah, I'm just
It's gotta be some kind of
everybody's
disease.
talking, and it just kind of, like, keeps going over my head, and I'm like, they must be sick or something.
Rabies,
I know.
you know? Rabies is contagious, right?
Yeah, sure. That's what this is, rabies. Rabies and drugs.
Oh, hey! Did you know that Doubting Thomases get a -2 to their fear checks when confronted with undeniable supernatural horror?
Oh. Ha! GG. Wait, let me see if I added that. I may not have.
Is that -2 to the roll or to the
Yeah.
threshold?
To their roll.
So undeniable horror. I mean, is that like
Well, and, like looking at a
Lucifer?
Nosferatu. Yeah, so basically, whenever she makes a guts check against a monster, she actually has to take an extra -2.
I mean,
Well, I
so,
just
like
looked it up.
what's defined as like undeniable though? Because like you're saying, you could justify the Nosferatu like with disease or drugs.
Oh, I
or...
suppose. If they fight like you fight like a ghost that goes through walls, then you know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Or like fucking Lucifer pops out of the ground, like literally, like a fissure opens up and he comes out.
Oh,
Hooves and all.
and Gwen, taking down Thomas doesn't mean that you will forever deny supernatural, because it says right here, even once a doubting Thomas realizes that supernatural exists, you will try to rationalize weird events, following red herrings or ignoring evidence. So it's not so much that you have to permanently disbelieve, but even when you're a believer, you're still a skeptic. You know, that's kind of what doubting Thomas is.
Well, I figure at the beginning I'm gonna be like, it's gotta be something else, and then maybe as time goes on, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe there are crazy things, but...
Sure, because right now it could just be, you know, crazy miners.
Right? I mean, you know, who knows what's going on in this town.
Exactly. Although you did see one of them turn to dust.
Yeah, he did explode.
Surely they have spontaneous combustion during this time period.
Yeah, but it wasn't fire. It was dust.
It's not always fire. I think sometimes they can...
Listen, Decker. It was dark. She wasn't quite sure what happened. All right.
Sure. Yeah. It was very quick.
Yeah.
Very scary. A lot of adrenaline.
A lot of adrenaline.
Or maybe they were actually made of some dusty material, that's why Decker managed to put a card through them.
Totally just found some Afrin on my desk. Hey.
Fates would have it.
I feel a sneeze coming on.
Oh, so much better already. So we're all dying, and
And Mad Dog
the
has
killer
disappeared.
is dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Every time he tries to upgrade his computer, this happens. I feel really bad for him. At least every time he tries to upgrade a computer that I'm aware of, you know? He's always like, I did this to my computer, and now it's all fucked up. It's like, man. Time to just replace
At
the whole
what point
machine.
do you just stop?
Yeah. It's like my wife's computer. Fucking Frankenstein's monster. Ugh.
I never do anything to my computer, and it always because it loves me, and I love it.
Yeah, you just need enough love.
Yep. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
Alright, so rest up the night.
Yeah, you guys want to rest off the fight and then get back to it in the morning?
Yeah. So, what time was the fight at last night? Everybody, at what time was the fight over? Like when were you carrying people to the saloon and such?
About midnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, apparently his computer caught on fire earlier.
Who's?
So, the killers.
Oh.
No, that's not what he said. He said he smelled smoke earlier, and then he was gone for a while. So I don't know if he's using a backup computer or what.
Gotcha. Well, he said he was switching to his laptop, so maybe that's what he's still doing.
I mean,
Alright, so the next morning, you guys got as best sleep as you can. You know, you got your requisite 6 hours at least, you know? And you guys just kind of slept there in the saloon with everybody else.
Shit, does that mean I couldn't do my rituals?
I'm sure you can, like, ask for some privacy, you know, and he'll take you to the cellar, and then you can do your rituals there.
Yay.
Alright, for those of you still wounded, it takes 5 days for natural healing to kick in. So,
I mean, but we're wanting to move like tonight, right?
yeah.
Or today, I mean, like during the day. That's the plan, isn't it?
what's that?
We're trying to bust at this plan during the daytime, though, so we gotta go today, right? Because otherwise, they're just gonna send out another pair of them tomorrow night.
Right.
And that's
Right.
if they send a pair.
Right.
Yeah, they know they've got firepower against them now. Who knows?
So we gotta maybe around high noon. Oh well, during the morning, during the day, go around and see if we can solicit some supplies out of the townsfolk for our mission.
All right.
We'll let Gwen do the talking.
Oh yeah.
If we need a roll persuasion, we're gonna let her do it. Is all I meant to say.
Gotcha. Well, what are you looking for exactly?
Whatever Dean needed in order for
Dean? Don't you mean
this-
Dan?
Dan. Sorry, I was thinking of Supernatural.
Gigi.
The Monster
Yeah.
Hunting
Yeah.
Brothers. Yeah.
Obviously,
So,
Dan and Sean Springfield are nothing like Dean and Sam Winchester.
I'm on to you. But
I was wondering how long someone was
I
going to
don't-
take to catch on. I've been snickering to
You
my
had
wife.
this whole thing. Oh, sorry.
unlike Unlike some, I don't feel the need to point out curiosities like that.
Yeah. No, guilty as charged, though. Guilty as charged.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Gwen?
Well, this is out of character, but on one of our other D&D sessions, I could have sworn you took it from Doctor Who, and you're like, no, I've never watched the show.
Yeah, no.
So don't even.
I really have never.
Don't even.
I have watched the show, but I've only seen like a handful of episodes.
So now everything, like, I'm
Now
like, oh,
everything
this
is
a
suspect.
coincidence.
It must be coincidence.
Copyright all over the place. But no, so, no, whatever he needs for his tunnel exploding idea.
Alright, well, he's
Yeah,
just,
we're
he was
gonna
looking for
go
some
try to
dynamite
get-
day, so
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure I could find some dynamite.
I said
What would that
dynamite
be? Streetwise? Persuasion?
We
Are you
need
trying to
find
get
one
it
of
for
the miners.
free? Is that the question?
Hell yeah! So we can save their
as
damn
cheap
lives.
as I can.
Yeah, alright, then make a persuasion check. Because somebody in the town's got dynamite, you know? So we can just glaze over that part and just move on to the persuasion check.
Well, hey, honey. Or not.
No, I mean, you got a success.
I guess it's solid. I was looking for something,
Explosive?
Just hoping to get an 8.
Yeah, he gives you 8 sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's like, he only gives it to you in the belief that it'll save the town, so. Hopefully you
Well,
don't,
that's the idea.
don't walk away with this dynamite and people keep dying, because then he's gonna be mad.
Or we destroy the whole town with just these 8 sticks of dynamite.
Hey, dynamite's
Oh.
pretty scurry.
I'll tell him when he hears us blowing stuff up during the day. If he sees us at night, then things are going well. No witty retort. Really townsfolk.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
They're slacking.
I-
They're all sick
I
as
was-
well.
If I had a webcam, you just would have seen a glazed look on my face as I just kind of stared off. I'm just not feeling good, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
You know, I totally forgot that shotguns give +2 to shooting rolls last session, so when they were using their shotguns, they would have had an easier time of it.
Shotguns, yeah, look strong as hell, dude.
They're pretty nice.
Yeah, I think my character's too weak to use any of them.
Well, there's 5 of them in in Deadlands, and only 2 of them have a minimum strength requirement. So
I'm sure shotguns are relatively common, right? Like, I'm sure.
yeah, definitely like a single barrel or double barrel breech loader. Those are common as hell. You might be able to buy one
Well,
off
is
the
that what-
townsfolk.
And the brothers, though, I mean, they were using something like.
They were using
swingy,
Winchester
right?
lever action. Basically, the pinnacle shotgun of the time.
Sure. Well, we're gonna show Dan sticks of dynamite, and say, "Is this sufficient for a couple of opens and close?"
He's like, hell yeah, that should blow it down real good.
Out of all the words you chose, I'm excited you went that route with it. I'm gonna hand him the dynamite sticks. I'm gonna let Gwen hand the sticks, since I'm sure she's the one who has them.
La 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 la.
Insert you know your way around sticks joke.
Oh no, I was thinking more like, I have 8 sticks of dynamite. How about y'all get me a sandwich? Where's the bank around here?
Oh, that would be so wonderful.
Shit, dude. Sure, we'll get a couple for the road if we manage to. Oh, we're not having this conversation in front of him, but yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking around high noon or so. I'll only be able to regenerate 4 power points.
How much did you spend?
12.
Damn.
People were dying.
Yeah, I think the whole point of the huckster slow regeneration thing is to, you know, kind of put you in a situation where you have to deal with the devil.
Right, which I totally don't want to do. I
Sure,
managed to
yeah.
incorporate that a little bit in my character's backstory, but having that actually happen, like having was it like backlash with that, where they called Manitou,
Manitou.
where the Manitou has the potential to take control of me and just start dishing out spells with like all sorts of like unlimited power points for X period of time.
Yeah, unlimited cosmic power, itty bitty living space.
Yeah, yeah, I don't necessarily need him hurling cards at, you know, 3 nearby civilians each turn.
Sure, yeah.
But I wake up, I'm in jail. Damn. But yeah, no, I start making our way over to the caves around high noon or so. So the sun's really out at its zenith.
Sure.
And so yeah, I would guess mirrors and
Okay, that's gonna be a
oh
problem.
shit, sorry.
There's probably not a surplus of mirrors in the town.
I was actually just gonna ask like in general though, probably not a whole lot, huh? Like the saloon wouldn't even have one.
No, no, probably not. I mean, owning a mirror is not like a huge deal in this time period, you know? Like
Yeah.
most families would probably own at least one mirror. But this town is really run down, you know.
Everybody looks like shit anyway, so what's the
Yeah.
point? I got you. No, that's cool. That's cool. Alright. Well. Who wants to be at the front of the bait train? Better yet, who's the fastest runner?
Well, you guys are all the same speed at running. No one took fleet-footed.
No, I mean, I'm just sparking conversation.
Oh,
Because I very much do not want to run.
Yeah, I'm not a runner either.
And I'm gonna kind of eye Gwen up and down and say, you look relatively athletic. How about yourself?
Putting the damsel in distress is a little cliche, isn't it?
No, not putting them in it. It's getting them out. That's the cliche part. This is a whole new genre here, Gwen. You could really revolutionize novels.
I don't think you're helping yourself in this situation.
No, that's actually the whole point, is by putting you in the front, I will be helping myself.
In convincing me to do it.
Oh, right.
that whole thing.
But, I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? It's not like it's different than dealing with any other kind of guy, right? You can handle yourself, can't you, Gwen? Not like
Against pervs, of course. Against deranged lunatics, that's a whole different ballgame.
What you're really trying to say is there's something spooky about them, aren't you? I'm gonna take out my cards and start playing with them just as they're sitting here talking.
They're deranged lunatics, yes. Very spooky.
Covered in dust, right?
I mean, shit happens.
It happens. Alright. So, Dan, show us where to put the dynamite.
We gotta
And,
put the dynamite pretty much at the entrance to their den.
Oh, so we're having to walk it in there.
Yep.
Cool. How far in is it?
Not terribly far, but not terribly close neither. We'll have to run the fuse
Excellent.
a short way, light it, and then have somebody run in, ring the dinner bell, run out, hopefully time it so that we get 2 Nosferatu before the thing detonates.
Hopefully. I like that word.
Yeah. I could do the running.
No. And I'm gonna, as I'm sitting here playing with my cards, I'm gonna fan them out, and I'm gonna ask that we draw 4 cards. And whoever draws the highest, the one who gets to go.
Is it playing
Why
cards?
can't we just make Mad Dog do it?
Yeah, it's playing cards.
Alright, do you guys want to actually do that?
No.
He volunteered. I'm not fucking playing this game. No, no takers.
Alright, well, Dan takes a
We'll s-
card.
I guess I will too, although I'm not very happy about this
Alright, Gwen.
turn of
Fair
events.
way.
Did you say whoever takes the highest card goes?
Yeah.
Dan just kind of looks at the card, looks at you.
I have the 8 of hearts. I see a 10 of clubs.
I'll take one just for fair play.
Opportunity to not ace it.
What did I get?
I
Oh, you
don't know.
could
You
10.
gotta draw it yourself, you winky.
No, I can draw it for him. Boop.
There's
No,
a 10
I'll do it,
down
I'll do it.
here.
I
Already
drew it,
did.
and I got a 4. I'm fine.
Well, actually, you got
Wow.
a Jack of Hearts, you cheater.
Well, where did the 10 come from?
Alright,
That's-
don't worry about it. Because if you guys look in the middle, Dan got the King of Hearts.
So confused. I
Thanks,
never drew
Dan.
a card.
Thanks,
I'll be
career
standing as
point.
close to you as I can. What's that?
Sorry. It's a inside joke. I don't know if Career Point is an international or a nationally known institution that got shut down for being lying, swindling cheats. That's a local thing.
Tell
There
us
was
how
this-
you really feel.
There was this. No, like it legit got shut down.
Oh, I believe it. It was just me.
Anyway, there was this. We'll call it a college, right? Called Career Point Institute, and their commercials are always like, "I was working at this dead end job, but now I'm doing this. Thanks, Career Point." And we always made fun
So,
of
like
it.
ITT Tech.
Yeah, similar, except a fraud instead of. Actually, I don't really know what ITT Tech is, but I think that they're a legitimate school.
I think they just got all their government funding taken away and shit.
Oh, well, Career Point got shut the fuck down. So.
Well, yeah, I think career, ITT Tech did as well. I think
Nice.
it's part of the whole same. I don't know. Obama did something. Either way, colleges are trembling now. But
Anyway,
back on.
Our joke among my friends was like, "Damn it, now I've got AIDS. Thanks, Career Point."
Boom.
Yeah, alright. It's one of those you had to have been there. Moving on. So, you have the plan, you have the dynamite. Do you guys want to do any more prep work, or are you guys going to commit to it?
You guys want us to? What did you say to us?
I said, you guys want to do any more... I don't remember what I said. Do you guys want to do any more prep work, or do you want to commit?
Oh. I don't know, man. Does anybody else got anything worth looking into?
Mad Dog still...
Aside from if we
AWOL.
fail, no, not really.
Cool. Well, I guess no. We are good to go. Voice in the sky, oh.
Hey. Who's gonna man the dynamite? Or the
Not me.
fuse? Now, it
I-
says in
I
the
have to
book that
light it?
there is a knowledge demolitions, but all you're doing is lighting a fuse, so I don't really...
I'd imagine knowledge demolition is like knowing where to put it for like maximum effect. If you're
Sure,
trying to do,
yeah,
like, a
so I'll
control-
make someone do like an unskilled check to place it. But, I mean, worst comes to worst, you just blow up the whole corridor, which is kind of the plan anyway, right? So even if you
Right.
fail it, it's not like you really failed it.
Unless the fuse falls out.
Ooh, that if you get a critical failure, that's what happens. You place it, you don't even put the fuse in. You're just like, did
Right,
it, nailed
right.
it.
It's just laying next
Like
to it.
we let Gwen do it, and we're all standing back, and like here outruns Dan, and she goes, "Hey, by the way, what am I supposed to do with this?" And we both look down at it, look up at Dan. It's like 4 other vampires come chasing out after him.
All right, so Dan's gonna be the human bait.
Right.
Who's gonna man the detonator, or light the fuse, really?
Y'all want me to do it?
That's fine.
Okay, who's gonna plant the dynamite?
I will. And I'm gonna tip my hat forward.
Alright, so make a unskilled check.
Oh.
And you're just looking to not get a critical failure.
That's totally not important to tell me.
We just had this whole discussion.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm
very
not
nice.
terrible. I mean, you didn't succeed. So you're just like, alright, here. Just put it on the floor. But you do
This
remember
seems
to
like
put
a
the
good
fuse
spot.
in. So,
So it doesn't matter that I got a 1 for my second roll, right?
no.
4 plus a 1.
Yeah, it does not matter. Alright, and Dan is going to, No, I don't have a battle map for a cave.
No, that's fine. Well, ideally, we won't be fighting in it.
Right?
Right.
What is this map you're speaking of here?
Or if we
Nothing
do,
ever
it's gonna...
good comes
I
from
mean,
that.
basically, we're hoping to get them in a cul-de-sac where we stand in sunlight and shoot at them until they die, right?
Right.
Don't like the way you said that.
I am
Can we
getting a
take,
battle
like,
map
a
ready
2-second
anyway.
break?
2-second break? Well, actually, we're almost at the time for our normal break, so we can go ahead and take a normal break now. So,
Okay.
Dan's
But
getting
you're
ready to
not
run
taking
in, and we will take our break right there. So, we will be
I
right
hope he
back.
stretched.
5 minutes, so we'll come back at
Okay.
7 after. We might stretch it if we feel like waiting for Mad Dog, but I don't think I think he's gone. All right, guys. So go stretch, pee, eat, be merry.